Governor Baker better not close down the fucking restaurants like fully again. I get the 9:30 thing, like whatever.
Is that the time?
Yeah, we're getting crazy again with the cases, but yeah, the time is now. The new rule is 9:30. They kick you out, and then you have to be home by 10. So if you get caught walking around at 10, like you could get a $500 fine.
Oh, so that's how that's working?
Yeah.
Was that happening before?
No. Like you could stay at bars. It's starting Friday. So you could technically go to a bar as your last round on Thursday and stay out to like fucking 1 when they usually kick you out. Because I know the hours are usually a little bit shorter, but still 9:30, dude. Think of how much money. I was looking at some things. 65% of the revenue that comes into bars and shit comes after 9:30. 9:30.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Yeah, because I mean, closing at 9:30 is basically that's the time a 12-year-old has to go to bed at night. Like early, like a little early, like 9:30 is what a little child has to like.
Like
go
they're winding
bed.
down for sure.
Right, and so they're basically telling adults like, hey, you got to be out by 9:30.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Making our bedtime like children.
And if you have a party in your house with more than 10 people, you can get arrested, like fully arrested by the police.
Yeah, that's a funny story though. If it does happen, like imagine getting arrested for that. That's pretty comical, Yeah,
and then
what's the worst that's gonna happen? You're not gonna do any time. You're gonna pay a fine, whatever the fine is.
Yeah, I mean it's just fucking annoying, dude. It's been.
No,
if you think about it,
annoying,
if you think about it, the first case of corona.
We're going right.
Yeah, we're going.
Okay, I just didn't know if I wanted to talk really close to my mic.
Yeah, talk close.
Okay.
So the first case of corona was that fucking Chinese guy in Wuhan in December. And they didn't tell us till like first 2 weeks of January or whatever.
That's like a fact where
that is a fact.
So it was in where was it?
Wuhan, China.
Okay,
that's
it was. I'm like I haven't looked into it when it comes to the origination. If that's a word.
Origination was the Wuhan in China. It was actually a lab, but they said it came from bats. But dude, it fucking came from a lab in Wuhan. Someone got careless. They got the fucking virus.
Okay.
They spread it. And then motherfuckers just started dropping like flies in China. And we realized that, but dude, that was December of fucking 2019, bro. Mm-hmm. We're going in December of 2020. We're almost going into lockdown again.
I know.
How the fuck do we not figure shit out by then?
Well, I mean, because it's not even just us. It's every other country too. Italy shut down again. Ireland shut down again. So it's. Why is it back?
I don't know, dude.
Because I thought we weren't doing the greatest job, like social distancing. Myself guilty included. You know what I mean? Like, but I thought all the other countries like they had their numbers go way down and they were still doing well with that. But then it turns out they have to shut down again. So were they careless like we are? Because the United States is pretty careless with it. You know what I mean?
Different states too.
Different states, yeah, but just and like I said, I'm guilty included. Like I go out to dinner with my girlfriend. I went out to dinner with my girlfriend.
Yeah, but see, we're allowed to do that. That's what my friend was saying too. He was like, "Yeah, we haven't really been caring." I'm like, dude, the law. I'm following the law. I'm going out to dinner, wearing a mask, sit down, fucking. I'm 6 feet away from people, whatever. But like, if you're gonna allow me to do that, I'm gonna do it. I'm a fucking healthy person.
Yeah, me too.
If you're old, don't come out. Don't go to dinner. You know what I'm saying? But it's fucked. Like, dude, when I went to Florida, I shit you not, you could walk into a restaurant. Like, technically, you're supposed to wear a mask. My friend just got up, went to the bathroom with no mask, and like they didn't yell at him.
Yeah, it's a very free state.
And it was like pretty. Like there was no capacity limit. Like this restaurant we were at, bro, was fucking packed.
Yeah.
The strip clubs were fucking packed.
Yeah. Yeah. And, were the strippers wearing masks?
No.
Whoa, really?
Well, they had like a... Yeah, I actually have a video of the strippers. I actually got yelled at for taking a taking a video because I get like... That's like number one rule.
Yeah, right.
But I was just fucking hammered. And I'll show you it. Actually, I'll just bring it up right now because it's funny. But they weren't... There was no mask wearing, put it that way.
Yeah.
Like, I wore a mask entering.
How do you know what stripper you want if there's no mask? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, if they're wearing a mask, I should say.
That's what I'm saying. That's a very good point. That's probably what they thought, too.
Right.
Like, how's people going to notice, like, which one? I have it in my phone right here, bro, but it's funny because you see him, you see this dude on stage who's, like, my fucking dad's age, and he's just grabbing the stripper, not giving a fuck, put it that way. And it's in my Snapchat somewhere. But like I said, it's like a Squire in Malden with no rules.
Yeah.
Oh, this is it. This stripper looks like right at me when I video her right now. Yeah, good times.
And that stripper was just making out with that dude, or
dude. So how about this?
It's very not social distancing.
So this fucking this stripper, bro, she had a foxtail coming out like from behind. I was like, oh, like weird, whatever. Like if you're into costumes, you know what that foxtail was attached to? It was attached to a butt plug inside of her butthole. And my buddy took her in the back room and was fucking her with the butt plug, like watching her go in on her asshole.
So wait, it was a tail, but the tail was stuck to her by being in her ass.
Yes, like picture like like those old like fucking
that's kinky
fox catchers
that's
back in the
kinky.
day that had like the little raccoon hat with the tail coming out the back, like it was like the circle,
right?
And like
yes,
those lamb fur trappers they call them, or something.
Yeah.
It was that tail
the
part
tail, right?
with a fucking with a little chain connected to a ball, and that ball was just sitting in her butthole. Wild, right?
Yeah, it is wild. How'd you find that out? She told you?
Oh yeah, my buddy was like banging her with it.
Oh, that's right.
He was like ripping it in and out. Right. Yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. And hey, for the record, people, I got tested for corona, and your boy is fucking negative right here. So let's get that money. But yeah, great time.
How great was that feeling when you found out you didn't have the Rona?
Oh, dude, I was actually fucking nervous. So like coming back on the plane, to be honest with you, I was a little skeptical about like my behavior and like. Just like the overall guidelines in Florida, like
you had a bit of chemical imbalances from the week.
I had anxiety. You know, I think it's Sunday scaries. Just maximize that by like fucking 27.
Right. Oh man, yeah.
And that was me on the plane watching the Patriots just get lambasted.
Yeah.
Which is another fucking thing we talk about. But it was fun going though. Like like just going on the plane in general. I haven't been on a plane since fucking January.
Yeah. And I've never like read any statistics or anything before I say this, but I think that people are way more likely to get kind of down in the dumps or anxious when they're leaving a place because they just had so much fun and they drank a lot and did etc. And so it's you're coming down from the excitement, and I think that the dope there's leaving isn't as fun as being there and doing what you're doing.
Oh,
does that make sense?
Yeah, coming back, think how much dopamine and serotonin you release in your brain from the time you were getting on the plane.
It's warm.
You're
going back to the cold.
Yes, and you think about all that shit you got to do in the week coming back. It's all that shit hitting you is why. So Vegas is fucking terrible. I've had worse flights though.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing any drugs or anything coming back from Florida, except alcohol. But I mean, it was just a good time. It was fun going on a plane again, wearing the mask all the time, whatever. Didn't really bother me because I wore the ski mask one. But also, in the JetBlue planes, they spray, the air that comes out at the top?
Yes.
It's all disinfectant type air. So it's killing all the bacteria that's supposedly airborne. Even if that's true or not, they're telling me that. So it makes me feel way better.
It just sounds better, even if it's a lie.
Yeah. But I mean... It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a good time. I definitely highly suggest, if we don't go on a lockdown, if anyone who's listening, is just go on a fucking plane. If you're young and you're comfortable with it, just go for a couple days wherever you want to go. Maybe just, be cautious.
Yeah.
And then come back and get tested 5 days after you get home. And then just, you know what I'm saying? And
whatever happens. Yeah, I feel you. I would love to go somewhere that isn't cold right now because, as you know, we're fucking dealing with some cold weather.
I was on the beach on it was the third day we were there.
That's so cool.
It was 84 degrees.
Really? Yeah.
The waves were massive. They were the biggest waves I've ever seen. If you were swimming in them, it would just completely knock your whole body over and just take you. Mm-hmm. It was that big.
Yeah.
People were surfing and shit. It was different.
Yeah, I was in Myrtle Beach one time and I noticed that the waves were aggressive one day, and I don't even really mean big. I just kind of mean the current was aggressive, and
this was aggressive too.
Yeah, and I was I made a bunch of comments that day, just the water was really aggressive. If someone's gonna die, someone's gonna drown, right? And then I found out someone drowned. That day, and it just kind of. I was just said to myself, well, yeah, I called that. The water was brutal that day, and I could have been that guy. You know what I mean? and I say guy because I don't want to make it sound as depressing as it was. It was a kid.
Oh, was it a kid?
It was a kid.
Shit.
Yeah.
Boy, I gotta learn how to swim. No, but if you go to a beach like that,
he wasn't wearing his
the water wings.
Arm wings, yeah.
If they have a red flag out, where the lifeguard stand is, I guess that means it's like riptide and like you're not allowed to swim. It's like a fully red. If it's orange, it means like pretty riptide, but it's kind of go at your own risk type shit. So we were jumping in. The water was the warmest water I've ever felt in a long time since I probably been to Mexico.
Yeah, I went to a beach in Florida one time. It was Fort Myers, I think. If Fort Myers has a beach, I was in Fort Myers. If it wasn't the beach, that was the vacation spot.
Right.
And there were like a lot of stingrays in the water, like a ton. It was aggressive, right? And you know, we approached the water and we just saw all the stingrays. Someone said to us, "Watch out, there's stingrays in there." And being from Boston and stuff, we don't see stingrays ever. And I think of Steve Irwin. You know what I mean? I don't want to go in there. That's fucked up.
I think the little faces too. When I think the stingray, you ever see like the little faces they have?
Yes, yeah. Like the little mouth they have, like on their belt, pretty much on their chest.
Yes.
And so there were so many in front of me, and I remember there were kids like running behind. There were kids behind us, right? And they were running like to go to the water, like this kid and his brother. And to the mom, I said, "Hey, there's stingrays in there." Basically, as in like, don't let your kid go in.
Yeah, heed my warning.
And she's, I shit you not, she says, "Hey, watch out for the stingrays." Swear to God.
That was all she said?
Swear to God.
Is that like a regular thing down there, though?
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting to as well. I don't know. Like, we're from here. We don't see that. So it's like, are they harmless? Like, do they... I know they can kill you. The fact that she told her kid, "Hey..."
And they can kill you, right?
Well, Steve Irwin died. Yeah, if you get stung in the chest... He got stung in the chest. I guess maybe that was just the wrong spot.
Does it electrocute you?
Stingray. Oh, yeah, probably. Now that I think about it. Yeah. Probably stingray.
Because jellyfish electrocutes you,
right? Right.
Isn't that fucking weird?
It's so weird.
An animal can just electrocute you.
You're right, like what the sky makes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucked. There's one jellyfish. I don't know if it's a man-o-war. It might be a man-o-war. If you get stung with one of those, you might as well just fucking pick out your casket.
Yeah.
Because you're fucked.
Do you think that there's no electricity-related animals that aren't in water, right?
No.
It's got to be something with the water then, too, right? I mean, like when there's an animal that produces electricity, how the fuck it does it, I don't know. But I'm just saying, because water attracts electricity, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And so if water animals are the only kind that can have electricity, the water must have something to do with that electricity, if that makes sense, right?
It makes sense.
I wish we had a scientist here, or a what's it called, a marine biologist.
Yeah.
To ask these questions right now.
Imagine if there was just like a bird, like a fucking pigeon could electrocute you.
That'd be fucked up.
That'd be wicked fucked.
That'd be fucked up. But what about when you're when you're not wearing shoes and you're on a carpet and you with your socks you rub
you do like the little shuffle,
and then I touch you and it's fucking just a shock.
Yeah, it's built up electro stuff. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
and see we're getting way over my head right now.
That's just like so fucked up to me.
It's fucked up that, like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of crazy animals that are unique and stuff on land.
Right.
But if we're breaking down like animals in the water, like jellyfish, octopus.
Oh, right.
Those, like, we can get way more, like, there's way more fucked up animals in the water.
There's monsters in the water. There's legitimate monsters in the water. An octopus, right? If it goes by this table right now in the water, it will turn brown right away. It can
turn whatever color it wants.
Right away, too. Which it doesn't. It's not like a chameleon where it like just chills there for a bit and turns that. That's fucked up. How the fuck can things just turn? Yeah, that kind of just scared me a little bit when you said that.
How
can things just turn the color of stuff? Like
exact same color, like exact.
Right.
Like not like if a octopus was going. If you're watching this visually. This is George Costanza painting right here with a bunch of different colors. If an octopus was crawling around this, it'd be like yellow here, brown there. It could be the exact color of that fucking shirt. Is what I'm saying. Like a plaid shirt, it could just mimic. And also, it could fit inside this fucking bottle cap. Like they can contort their body into that shit. That's the most crazy animal, honestly, an octopus is. I think so.
What I want to know too is, does it when it goes, so say it's going over something yellow and it changes yellow, and then it's going over something brown and it changes brown, right? Does it consciously understand, oh, I need to switch to this color?
Yes, it does.
Or does it just, so it does?
It does. It's fucked.
What makes it actually turn it, though?
I don't even know. This fucking skin follicles, you just, like, do it. There's a video, too, of this guy with this octopus. I'll look it up, but the Wi-Fi's being a little sketchy right now. And it's this dude with the pet octopus, and it shows you it changing colors and shit, like, instantaneously for like 4 minutes, dude. Just different colors. It's fucking mind-blowing. I suggest you look it up.
Like an evolving Pokemon.
Yeah, we'll watch it after this. It's fucking insane. It's actually like very interesting to watch.
I saw a video. I don't know if I showed you this video, but it was basically like these guys were on a dock, and there was this type of whale. I don't know what kind of whale it was. It wasn't like a killer whale or an orca.
An orca.
It wasn't an orca.
Whale shark?
I don't know what kind of.
There's the only 3 I know.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of whale it was, but it was in another country. These guys were like filming it on their phone, and this one guy, and so there's a guy behind them, kind of higher up, at a high angle, showing the guy filming.
He's got like an aerial view, kind of like
right. And he's showing the guy like and the whale, but the guy's filming him, and he drops his phone in the water.
Oh.
And then the whale goes and gets the phone and gives it to him.
Yes,
dude, that's on. That's
I saw
shit,
that.
Man.
It's in like I don't know if it was Australia. It was somewhere.
Yeah, it's somewhere
like that.
It's somewhere where like white people speak English but with an accent.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Fair to say.
Yeah,
and but that's kind of where I realized there's a whole they're way more intelligent than we even know.
I know.
Like,
they fucking
way
speak
more.
like languages to each other.
Right.
We can't.
But how about the fact that, I mean, think about it. We know if a monkey, right, was had something over and like dropped it and we could get it for him, we would do that for him.
Right.
But nothing else could.
Nothing else.
Except apparently a whale. You know?
Who knows what he like?
And probably a monkey. A monkey might get something for you, but like a whale has to have. I feel like they might think like we do, but they're just a whole different species, and they don't like. It's just not the same lifestyle, but they might be as smart as we are.
Oh, they are, dude.
Right.
They have
That's
different
kind of what
pods.
I'm trying to say.
They have like different pods that literally speak different fucking dialects, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you followed like one pod of like 13 whales, and went to a different pod, they'd be speaking like with their little clicks and shit, but it'd be completely different clicks than like the other one. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Like an accent?
Kinda. Like just different, like different
wow.
shit. It's wild. I feel like a dog could do what the whale did too, like realize like like if you drop your phone, maybe like a more so a ball.
To be honest, with a dog, yeah, but if it's trained, like that whale was not.
That's a wild fucking whale.
That's a wild.
That's a W
whale.
Squared right there.
Yeah, exactly. And that part is where I'm just, whoa.
Yeah, I actually did see that video. It was on Facebook too. Fuck, man. Whales are fucked.
Whales are fucked.
Have you ever seen one in person?
No. I've seen dolphins in person. Have you ever seen a dolphin in person?
I don't think so.
I saw them in Florida every time.
I think I saw them at SeaWorld when I was a kid, but like fuck SeaWorld though.
Yeah, fuck SeaWorld for sure. Absolutely. Dolphins, someone told me in Florida that, and this is very true, that when you watch boats go by, right, or jet skis, the trail that it leaves, while it's like way the fuck over there, watch the dolphins come up. They
do the jump thing?
For whatever reason, they like that trail, and they like coming up to the
wake.
trail. Yeah, they follow the boats. So dolphins might have even been following you when you were on that boat.
Probably.
Yeah, but the trail of if you watch the trail, you'll see dolphins come up.
It's called the wake. So like when they go behind it, because it makes sense, because it's probably easier for them to swim, because you're breaking the waves and it's like a path.
Yeah.
So that's probably why.
And I was really doing that too when that person told me. I was starting to do that in a lot of boats that were going by. Dolphins were
in Florida?
Yeah. And but it's crazy because the first dolphin I ever saw, it was the same day as the stingray. Actually, I was at the same beach.
You saw some action there.
Yeah, and I saw a dolphin really high up on a pier. I was on a pier and I was like really high up, and I only saw the fin, like the is that called the dorsal fin?
Yeah.
And
I think so. Dorsal fin dolphin. I think that's like the type of dolphin. Yeah. There's different types. There's like bottle cap dolphins.
I thought a dorsal fin though was like the shark's like fin that like swims when you see it coming at you.
I'm gonna Google it.
It could be very wrong, but I only saw that and I thought like maybe it could be a shark. But then there was someone else that was a Floridonian.
Floridonian is an actual thing.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I was fucking around. He told me that it was a dolphin. See any pelicans, dude? Pelicans are fucked.
The big ass birds?
Yeah.
It would take you like fucking 2 bullets to kill that thing. They're fucking big.
And they I think it's pelicans. I'm almost positive it's pelicans. Their number one death. I didn't look this up. This is something a buddy told me when I was in Florida. That the number one reason of death is that they go blind because and then they can't hunt. And the reason
they dive in the water.
They dive in the water with their eyes open.
That's fucked.
And so they go.
You know they give each other blowjobs too.
Do they? That's
no,
interesting.
They don't.
Yeah, I was about to say like that. How does that make sense?
Yeah, they have like big beaks. That would like hurt.
They would have to have. Imagine just like a bird with a huge dick.
Wang.
Because here's the thing: is like a bird definitely doesn't have a huge dick. That's where I was like, it was more so the bird not having a big wiener than the bird having a beak to suck it that I was confused about.
Dude, I have a funny Red Rocket story. So my buddy's in Florida. He has a wicked big fucking pit terrier. His name is Dude. He's a fucking dumbass, but he's a beauty, and he's the girthiest little fucking dog you ever seen. When I say little, I don't mean little. He's a girthy motherfucker.
Right.
And he's just like real dumb. Drinks out of the toilet and shit. Like just like not trained.
His tail.
Yeah, just like his tail's like this big, and he was like looking at me one time on the couch, and he was fucking. He would always do like the little scratch thing with his head, and he was scratching, like looking at me, and his dick was just getting harder and harder when he was scratching. I was like, yo. Dude, are you like? Is that like your way of beating off? Just like scratching your ear, fucking looking at me. I was like, damn, bro, put that thing away. I had to like slap him. But he was literally looking like this. If you're looking at the film, he was going like this, and his rocket was just getting bigger and bigger. I was like, what?
Do you have balls? Was he?
No, they got them clipped.
You know, with Curtis, man, and if you listen, that's my dog. Like I got his balls clipped, and like I've never seen him get a red rocket. I saw him get red rockets before that. But after, I've never seen it.
Oh, they get him, bro.
I mean, I've seen him. I see him hump a pillow every time I eat dinner. Every time me and my parents are eating dinner, he's in his room humping a pillow.
You see like that.
I just like look over and he's just it's so funny to see a dog hump something too.
Oh my god.
They struggle real hard too.
Yeah, it literally looks like the definition of someone struggling.
And then there's sometimes where he just he's just fully into it and he's just going like. It's just like, and he's just like looking up and shit, just like, but his ass is like facing me while I'm eating dinner. And
what do you think she's picturing?
I don't know. It must be a dog around.
What's
the corner.
like a fucking like? It's like a female dog character that's like fucking like hot in like cartoons.
Female dog character. Lola Bunny's a female bunny that's like a smoke.
The only one I can think is the fucking Shriek Girl and Cat Dog, like the small dog. Like she's picturing like a fucking, just like a cartoon dog. She's picturing just like. Maybe like going for a tennis ball, getting a treat.
I don't know.
Can dogs nut when they get their balls chopped?
They're stains on the pillow.
So there you go.
Yeah.
You know your answer.
You know who's a smoke show cartoon character? Now that we're really thinking about it, Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, right.
I look at Wonder Woman and it like makes me think about J.O. sometimes.
Yeah.
I won't J.O. to her, but she'll give me the idea to J.O.
Dude, people that actually watch anime porn, like, fucking... You guys are crazy, man.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
That is great. You go on, like, fucking...
Good for you guys,
you'll be on porn, on the side, I'll be, like, fucking... The girl from Avatar getting, like, reverse cowgirled.
Like, Lois Griffin.
Yeah, Lois Griffin getting pumped by a Brian, like a cream pie. It's like, you people are fucked watching that.
Yeah, there's some interesting... There's some interesting people out there with interesting interests.
Yeah. We definitely have to have some guests on, which is some fucking
I would love to.
Some kinky fucking...
Just someone who's like, just something that they have insane OCD. Or
yeah, like they eat mattresses.
Yeah, exactly. I think my buddy Matt is a security guard at
Can we like break one out for the day?
He's what?
Can we get a permission slip signed and get someone out?
He's a security guard at a psych ward, so it's like. So the stories he tells me, man, Jesus Christ, like he goes in for 6 hours of work. It's like he has more stories.
Yeah, 6 hours of work at 6 days of stories.
Yeah, literally, he has like the craziest stories. Like, but there's one dude that always goes in or something. He's addicted to like eating razors.
Oh yeah, I think you did tell me about this guy.
And like that's fucked. And he like gets it down sometimes. Like he gets them like down and this like swallows them.
That's fucking hot.
And
yeah, so eating razors is fucking that shit is. That's honestly probably one of the top painful things sounding, really.
It's called something. There's like a legit name for it. Not like I think it's like eating things that aren't edible. There's a name for it.
Or just eating painful things.
Yeah, but Matt,
you have to poop that out, bro.
Right.
His rectum must be fucking
fucked up. But I think that they like opened him and shit. I mean, like, I don't really know the details. My buddy Matt would be able to tell it more. But
I'm gonna look up eating razor disorder.
But he also said that according to the guy, he was eating razors because no one wants to be his friend, which makes me want to give him a hug. But at the same time, eating razors isn't gonna get you friends, buddy.
Yeah, that sounds like a fucking David Blaine thing.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
yeah, it does.
It really does.
It does. He can put like ice picks through his bicep.
Oh, he did that on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan didn't want to do it at all. He was like, "Do I have to do this?" He's like, "Yeah, just do it. Just do it, man." He's like, "Oh, wait. All right, it's good now."
And I think that's real too.
It is real.
Yeah, we're just fucked up.
It is real as fuck.
No, I mean like well, what he's doing is real, but when he's going you might have to stop. Like,
100%, that's real. He's an interesting fucking fella.
Yeah, he is. He really magic in general, man. Like I'm really like fascinated with magic. Like if I was like 7 and I had the brain I had right now, I'd dabble in some magic.
I think I might have made this dark joke before, but I mean like magician.
If Jesus was Jesus a
no,
magician?
This one's more darker.
That one blew my mind.
But yeah.
My cousin told me that, and I told you that, right? Is that what? I don't mean to distract you from
no,
whatever
your cousin told you that. The Jesus thing.
Like what if Jesus was a magician and that fucking just...
Mine was like along the lines, I won't go too in the rat hole, but they're so good at keeping secrets. So it's like, what if like magicians all like were just secretly pedophiles, but they all kept each other's secret, so like no one knew? You know what I mean? Kind of like Priest did.
But to be a magician, like you had to be a pedophile? Yeah. It was like a club?
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
They like wore cloaks and shit.
Yeah, they could do like crazy shit together because no one tells secrets.
Yeah.
So, and they could all talk shit about each other too.
I just like with magic, man. I just want to know so fucking bad how they did it. You know what I mean? Like, because there's some stuff that it's like with David Blaine, he does like a lot of things that are actual real things with his body. Like he turns his fucking stomach into an aquarium and shit.
Yeah.
With frogs, like that's a real thing.
I know.
And like if you look into how he learned that and stuff, it makes you see him in such a different light where it's just like you see how much work he puts in.
Oh, it's insane.
Like and there's a lot of things he can do that straight up he had to, like the efforts to do it were just like ridiculous, and like how he found out how to do it is just ridiculous. And where was I going somewhere with that?
I know, but the shit that he's done as a magician, he should be a fucking multimillionaire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. You can
like,
answer
his thing. No, it's fine.
Okay.
He was on the. Did you see his latest one when he was on the balloon?
Yes.
He's holding the balloons.
Yeah.
He just missed getting to like 25,000 feet. I think.
No, he needed 200 more feet.
Yeah,
and,
but he like couldn't breathe.
Yeah, that's the thing. 200 feet's another. That's a little league field.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't sound like that. If you're already at the point where you can't breathe, like 200 feet isn't a lot extra.
Yeah, it's way extra. Well, think of it depends on like when he like could not breathe. Like if he was just starting to, but obviously he's David fucking Blaine, so he probably was holding his breath for like 3 minutes before that.
Dude, what the fuck? Like, could you? He's holding balloons, right?
Yeah, he's holding the air balloons.
So, and isn't it like the Grand Canyon?
Yeah, he's over the Grand Canyon.
That view must have been unreal, but also like, that's gotta be that's so fucked up. I can't even wrap my head around it. I don't even know what to say about it.
Like that video.
Well, just
we watched it. Remember we watched it in
doing
Jimmy's
that.
kitchen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
when
right. We were on shrooms. Yeah, we were on shrooms. Which we definitely have to do again.
Yeah, I know.
I've been really wanting to do those. But David, like, imagine because so my buddies went skydiving recently, and I totally realized how much I am going to skydive.
Who went?
Tyler is like a goer. Like he goes.
Wait, you have to go to Orange, Mass?
He went to. I'm almost positive he went to somewhere in the Cape.
Fuck, I want to go.
Do you want them together, dude? Like,
yeah.
so they don't.
It's in the summer though.
Right.
So
it's, yeah. So basically, like, I'm down to look up when they fucking start, and I'm down for that day. I'm down for that fucking first day. I'm down to schedule it right now if you really want to.
Yeah, I'm down.
I think it's like $300. It's the best $300 ever.
Oh, I
and honestly,
spent $300 on worse things.
Me too.
In Florida.
Yeah, me too. Well, me too actually.
Yeah.
Best. I'm actually not gonna finish that statement.
Mine was a stripper.
Your aunt was a stripper?
No. No, I said my $300 was a stripper.
Oh, what I was about to say had nothing to do with the $300, but it's just better not to say.
My aunt was a stripper. She kept a really good secret. Must have been a magician.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Dude, what if Jesus was a magician, though?
I don't know, dude. Jesus literally just kind of looks like a hippie to me, and all like the books.
He does, and he looks like he smokes a lot of weed. And he drives a van, and him and his buddy.
The van, like the mystery machine.
The mystery machine, exactly.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on religion? Not exactly like what do you believe, but like what do you think of someone who's like heavily religious or not? I shouldn't say like that. What do you think of religion?
In general, I just think it's more of like a club. You know, I always made the joke of religion's a cult because like
definitely no, it is.
It kind of is. Absolutely. If you think about it. And remind me to go back on this cult thing.
Okay.
But I think it is kind of like a mini like club cult because no one was alive back then, and obviously people wrote the Bible like way back then, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, all those guys. But like, dude, no one was fucking turning water into wine. No one was parting the Red Sea.
Yeah,
it's all just kind of like stories of like hope and shit. People tell fiction stories all the time now, and like they're really good books. But it's like, imagine if we wrote a fiction book about this shit, and then, you know,
it just took off.
And then 5,000 years later,
didn't have the internet back then, so it's just a book. And honestly, we don't have proof. We don't have. How the fuck are we gonna know
that's
what
happened?
I'm saying. People 5,000 years from now are gonna know what we did because of the internet, or if we're even around. But
so I don't really believe in it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me either. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
People who are hardcore into it, I think they're fucking crazy.
Right, I think it's like believing in Santa Claus.
Yes.
I think it's like adults actually believing in Santa Claus. Like, I think that's like, if an adult tells you that they believe in Santa Claus, I think it's the same thing. But
I'd have respect for someone who says, listen, like, I don't really like know like what I believe in, like, is God real? I don't really know, but I like go to church because I like the sense of community. I like giving back to people.
So that's what I was gonna get at.
Yeah, I like seeing people like on Sundays, like blah blah blah. Yeah, that's like what I respect.
Yeah,
but I don't fucking believe in Jesus and God.
The whole little detail stuff.
No way.
I like I couldn't agree more with everything you just said, and that's how I feel when it comes to the whole like my thoughts on it. Like I'm pretty much agnostic. Like I don't know what the fuck to believe, but I think that there's something, but I also don't know what the fuck it is, and I accept that I don't know what it is. But yes, yeah, no, I got it. Yeah. I remembered that we were talking about religion. Okay. But thank you very much for the reminder. I got it. But I'm also gonna read the Bible just for the fuck of it. Like I really just want to do it.
It's gonna take you so long, bro.
I know. My buddy did it for a class, and he took a lot from it. But here's the thing, not like as in he's a religious person, but I'm just gonna get to the point I was getting at before I forgot a couple times. I like how every religion, even though it's like a fucking different ass story, it's all the same shit when it comes to life. You know what I mean? It's like think about the 10 Commandments, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of themes.
It's basically like don't kill anyone, don't steal. It's all shit that's like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, you know, be nice to everybody. Like I like what it promotes, basically. Like I think religion's cool for what it promotes, but like, I think I don't believe in.
Yeah, you don't
anything technically.
Like if you die, like where do you think you're going?
I think that there's something, but I don't know what. I have no idea though. I don't know if it's like. I fully don't know.
Like, dude, how about fucking, like, all the Afghanis and stuff? They believe you get, like, 300 virgins.
Right,
if you die.
Yeah. I want to know who wrote that story.
I wouldn't even want to bang 300 virgins. Like, they wouldn't even know what they're doing with, like, my wiener.
I know, right? And it would be too tight to
It'd be a lot of blood, a lot of crying.
Yeah, a lot of blood.
And a lot of just, like, what do I do with this?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, man.
Give me, like, give me 300 girls that fuck 5 dudes.
Yes.
I want that.
5's perfect.
Yeah.
That's right. You somewhat know what you're doing. 2 of those guys were like for a long period of time, so like you had some practice, and then the other 3 were like a couple nights stands or something.
I'd way rather that.
Right. I concur. I definitely.
Like I'm not blowing myself up to fucking bang 300 girls that never banged before.
Yeah.
Maybe like 1.
Scientology is a fucked up one, dude. Like that one's that's 50 years old. First of all,
that's a cult, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a religion.
Tom Cruise is way into that.
Right, and so is John Travolta. But it's like it's a religion that is the most ridiculous religion if you ever look into it.
What is it? long story short, like
long story short, I know this is what I know of it. I know that they think something along the lines of like where we have emotions as humans and like we get like depressed and stuff because of aliens inside volcanoes. Like there's alien spirits inside volcanoes or something. And like they came in like and when we were cavemen, like the spirits like went into the cavemen.
So it's crazy shit like that.
Yeah, and also it was written by a science fiction person. Like the person who invented the religion was a science fiction author.
Yeah, the guy writes fucking sci-fi, fucking on Spike TV type shit.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, Tom Cruise, look, I'm sure you're a good guy, but it's just like, I want to know the details of what got you into it, why you got into it, who you talked to, how long have you been into it.
See, kind of this is a perfect segue because that's what gets me fascinated with cults in general. I'm fucking fascinated by cults.
You said to bring up cults again.
Yes. So this is the say like I'm very fascinated about like how someone can get so deep inside of a cult where like number one, if you ask them, they probably don't remember like how they got into it.
Right.
And number two, it's just the things that they're believing in and the things they stand for, they will give their life for. It is fucking crazy.
It is so far-fetched.
There's this thing called Nexium. I really suggest that you look into this because this
sounds like a drug.
Fucked. It's a cult, and it's spelled like NXIIVM. That's like how they did. But it was a cult basically that originated in California by this dude Keith Richards. Keith Raniere.
I was about to say Keith Richards is like a musician.
Yeah, Keith Raniere.
A drug addict musician.
Yeah, and it's crazy, dude, because the way it started, it's on. I found all this out because it's on a show called on Stars, like the network. And it's basically a docu-drama type shit. So it's like the girl who got fucking recruited, she came out against these guys, and everyone's like afraid to. For a lot of shit I won't go into detail with, but dude, the things that they had these people believing in. This guy, Keith Raniere, bro, had a pyramid, and this is only part of the cult. Like, there's so many other parts of it. He had all these girls, bro. He had first-line masters who had second-line masters, third line masters. Basically what they were, the first line masters had a slave, and then those slaves had slaves, and then those slaves had slaves.
Pyramid scheme with
pyramid scheme
slaves.
of slaves with like sex involved.
I'm laughing because it's just crazy.
And you know how they got them
fucking it's funny, bro.
Yeah, you know how they got them roped in was because they would like make them like they'd be in probably the cult for like 2 or 3 years, so like they're really like bought in, they want to get promoted, all this shit, so like you want to be part of the secret society, you can't tell anyone, I want to be in, I want to be close to Keith, blah blah blah, like they're all fucking brainwashed out, and they would make them give collateral to their first line master, which is basically like a notarized letter with like a really dark family secret, you know, about like really bad shit. So if they ever like
is that how you get in?
Yeah, that's how you get it. So if you disobeyed the person, they would release that to the public, so you'd just be like defamed and like fucking So if you ever said no, they had that on you.
Why would you ever associate with them? Like why? Dude, like if that's how it works to get in, why the fuck would you ever associate with them?
It's like, crazy, and it's just fascinates me that people actually. And dude, they had like celebrities like in some of these like cults.
Yeah.
Like Jennifer Aniston was like part of an executive success program like about like promoting business and like empowering women, because a lot of it was women, and it was like all these famous like Hollywood elites, and then you have these fucking people just getting intertwined. Like, dude, some lady moved her family from Mexico, like 4 kids. For the cult, like 4 kids, bro. She's like 45. Like how can you get that shit just fascinates me in general. So I'm on episode fucking like I'm going on 4. They release it every Sunday night.
On what?
It's on Stars.
Okay.
But dude, you should just like when you're bored, go on Google and look up Nexium. The girl's name is India something.
I'll go on YouTube.
Yeah, dude, it will blow you fucking mind.
Nexium,
yeah.
See, something like that. I feel like there has to be. What's the story behind all these people's lives? I feel like I guarantee that if you got everyone's story on their life. Fuck the Nexium shit, right? Like, when it comes to their life, to get to that point, I guarantee there's a similarity in all their stories where it's just like, where you can somewhat figure out why they just believe in nonsense, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And just go by nonsense.
And it's so crazy how it starts little by little by little, dude, but it's like they use techniques to legit brainwash you.
But do you think it's just like lack of growing up, people like you don't have any mentors? Do you think it's like do you think it's just like being too on your own with like your you had no one to ever tell you? Like there has to be something that is in every lifestyle of that person that is somewhat similar that gives you somewhat of an answer.
100%. There's definitely people in that cult that like that.
They didn't get enough attention as a child, you know.
Dude.
Just something. Just they all had parents that fucking just didn't pay attention to them and shit. And they
there was doctors in this cult. Like there was fucking like legitimate people.
Really?
Dude, lawyers, like crazy people. But you know what? This Keith Raniere guy is like his mentality. This fucking cult thing. He thought like this pyramid scheme, because like the next scheme is the cult, but this whole pyramid scheme of women like being sex slaves and shit was called DOS, D-O-S. So it's like a subdivision that was secret that all the other cult members didn't even know about, because it's all women. Like he's basically just fucking all these girls. They do way more crazy shit I'm not going into, but his mindset was that like we're gonna get 100 lines down of like this pyramid scheme, and we're gonna get like fucking like a governor, maybe like a governor of California, maybe like someone. So he's like to the point where we can like even like influence like a presidential election by all the collateral that we have on people. Like that was his mindset. But I was just watching this, just like, oh my god, like one dude was just in his bedroom one night with his prick in his hand, like, yeah, it's gonna be fucking sick. It's gonna be Nexium. I'm gonna fuck so many chicks.
It was one dude's vision that made it this whole fucking
like he had this fucking bitch ass business plan. Got a couple people brainwashed, like bought in. It's gonna be sick. And then just recruit.
That's why, like, honestly, and I know that this is a fucking super weird topic and
controversial. It is.
No, what I'm about to say though, is that's why Hitler fascinates me so fucking much, man. Because because the fact that he got all of Germany, right? Germany,
yes.
All of Germany to just believe, hey, there's something about Jewish people that is evil as fuck, and we have to get rid of all of them. The fact, like, that's not cool that he thought that. I'm not, you know what I mean? But like, the fact that he got a whole country to support him with that thought, there is like some other, when it comes to brainwashing, dude, like talk about like brainwashing, man, like that. I want to know his fucking business plan for that shit.
Yeah, that's some next level shit.
Hey, like what was your plan? Like he was also little fun fact. Allegedly, he was injected with amphetamine all the time.
Yeah, he was. Like crack?
It's honestly, it's essentially, like imagine shooting up Adderall.
Like a liquid Adderall?
Or shooting up, or cocaine or something, yeah.
That'd be fucking wild.
Same idea.
If you see any like real videos of him, he looks like he's wired.
He's strung out, yeah. He's like strung out, fucking, hasn't gotten sleep. Fucking, that mustache, right? Like, that decision was off of not a lot of sleep, clearly. You know what I mean?
The little fucking reverse soap.
Or like maybe he was so tired he like accidentally like shaved off some but wanted to keep the mustache, and so he like did the same amount on the other.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
that's the whole point of brainwashing, dude. It's fucked up.
And with him too, that particular story that he got it, because it's one thing to get a cult. Like you and I could like start a cult where we believe in like coyotes are our god, right? It's just like,
we could probably get like 10 people.
We could actually get 10 people if we market it correctly.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
If we go on the internet,
it's crazy though,
right? But like the thing is Hitler got a whole country on board with that shit.
Yeah, dude, I don't know,
dude. How?
I don't know. He's pretty charismatic, probably. Like this dude Keith Raniere was like a charismatic dude.
I remember learning about Hitler.
Somewhat smart.
Yeah, I remember learning about Hitler, and I remember he got in 11th grade history. I remember learning about him, and he got doctors to explain like how how Jewish people are like chemically like fucked up, and we have to get rid of them. But it was all a lie. But the fact that the public was hearing like a doctor like, Jewish people have this stuff wrong with them, and that's gonna like cause this, and we have to get it. Like they believed it. Like,
yeah, they got behind it. Same thing with this Nexium thing, dude. Bro. They got all this money funded from this like alcohol like mogul guy, like his two daughters, like billionaires. They kept funding this thing because they thought it was like an executive success program, like empowering women. And they got like the fucking president of Mexico behind it, all these doctors behind it, bro, and that's all these people started buying into it, the Hollywood elites and shit.
Yeah.
So like if you get some like credibility like that, that's where you really get like the numbers pouring in.
Right. Well, with America in general, I've kind of learned that with anything, if you want people to notice, celebrities or someone of some type of famous nature, supporting it does absolute wonders.
Yeah.
Where like and everywhere else, I'm sure it's the same thing, but in America in particular, I think it's like a extra thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it is. You're gonna make like a fucking shitty T-shirt and have fucking Jennifer Aniston with her boobies on it, and like on Instagram, like everyone's buying that T-shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucked up.
Yep. Yeah, it is. It is fucked up. Like
I wouldn't want to buy that T-shirt, but I would want to see her boobies underneath the T-shirt.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
She's like 52 and still looks hot.
She could be like 97, and I'd tell my girlfriend, hey.
Dude, those old episodes of Friends looking at her, like, it is like...
unreal. And she's our age in that time.
She's like 26, right? 26
yeah.
or 7?
Oh, yeah, you're 26. I'm 27. Yeah. She's around that age. Well, in the first season of Friends, they were all 26.
Really?
Like they're like not in real life, but I mean the characters. Like, they're 26 living in apartments in New York. And I think they're actually in the first episodes. I think Joey's 25, which is and this is so anyway. What I'm getting at is I was like 25 or 26, one of the two, and I was watching it, and this is a show I watched from when I was an absolute child.
Yeah, it's your favorite
show.
Child,
like I'm talking like 6 years old, and to me they were always adults as fuck. And when I found out one day in an episode, like first season, she said. Monica said to Joey, I think, like, hey, you're 25, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, whoa, that's my age.
Yeah.
That's my age right now. What the fuck, you know? And then Monica says she's 26 in an episode. And then I looked up their ages during that time. They were all around 30.
It's funny, too, in that episode, and, like, that show, because I love Friends. Dude, that apartment in New York is fucking huge.
Yeah, it's like a
2-bedroom, huge living room, kitchen.
You can't get that for the same price they were getting it for in the show.
Oh hell no!
That's a show too. Like you truly realize how much things have changed when it comes to what you can put on TV.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because like there's little things.
Even old episodes of Family Guy too. If you ever notice that.
Yeah. Yep. And with Friends, there's stuff like so Ross marries a lesbian, right? Do you know like the details of like the characters? So Ross marries a lesbian, has a kid, and then like there's an episode that I'm watching. They make a lot of gay jokes in that show, right? And I'm not saying it as in like, oh, there needs to be a stand for this. I'm saying it like they just do it. And so there's one where straight up, one of the characters says, you know, Ben can hang out with, you know, his moms, right? And the audience does the laughter thing in the background, right? But nowadays you can't do that. No way. Just saying like, oh, he's gonna hang out with his mom, both of his moms. It's like there would be no laughter.
There would be no laugh. It would just be like a fact, like he's hanging out with his mom.
Yeah, exactly. It would be very like liberal about it, just like. You know, oh, what's so funny about that, if anything?
You can't make fun of anything now, dude.
I know.
Dude, the Family Guy episode, they were doing the Special Olympics where, like, Peter was, like, Joe's trainer. He was injecting him with steroids when he didn't know. And they were like, oh, look, the paraplegic team's rolling in. Oh, the blind team's rolling in. Oh, and it looks like the deaf team is absent. And, like, they flash to the deaf team. The alarms are fucking going off. They're all in their bunk beds not waking up. Oh, dude, like shit like that just like does not fly now.
Right. Man, it's
Dude, old humor is fucking like even like old. I mean, movies doesn't matter because like you have to like not pay to see it, but it's your choice to go watch a movie now.
Yeah.
Like it's rated R, you can put a stamp on it. Mm-hmm. Like if it's on television, like TBS, like fucking Family Guy, like there's some censorship on that from like the producer and the studio and shit.
Yeah, but there's just, aside from television, right, things in general in regular life, right, like, there's things you can't do nowadays that I remember being a kid and happening, or whether, you know, I remember one time, I thought about this today, I was on a field trip in, like, 5th grade, probably, so, like, we were 10 years old, I went to the zoo with my class, and I specifically remember having a conversation with a random couple there with their kid. Like, I was on the field trip, right, and talking to this couple, right? And I remember they were from New Jersey. I literally remember having this conversation with them, and they were just with their kid. Their kid was over doing whatever, but they were having a full-blown conversation with a 10-year-old, right? These, like, probably our age people. And I was thinking about how nowadays, right, if a kid's on a field trip, like, a random couple is not going to just have a random conversation with a kid. because it's just seen as like, well,
what are you talking to that 10-year-old for?
Or and for the person in charge of the kid's sake, it's more so just like what's going on here? Yeah, it's basically like the person in charge of the kid would think that.
Trying to fuck my boy Adam.
Right. Yeah. Essentially, and it's but I remember that conversation I had with the couple in the zoo and when I was young, like, and there was nothing wrong. But that's a little example of like, I don't know if you can do, like, you can, but it's like you're gonna be seen as weird.
I see what you're saying. It's a little example, but you just can't get away with what you could a couple years ago, dude.
Yeah, like used to be, dude. I remember like when I was like fucking like 11. I remember this dude. Me and my buddies, we like, someone was like looking at the reflection in his car, right? And then his kids were looking out the window of their house and talking to us, and like my buddies were basically saying like, yeah, fuck you, like blah blah blah. And then this is in Maplewood Square, right? So this is all happening, and like it was like me, Eddie, like, you know what I mean? That's like the crew at the time, and it was like we were really young. And the guy whose car it was like kind of came down and like stopped. We were either at Essex or we were at some store or like Dunkin' Donuts, and he was like, hey, do I know you guys? Like acting kind of like tough with us, like, you know what I mean? But basically like, it was like a situation where like nowadays you have to be so careful, like approaching so say you have a kid, right, and like a group of kids fucks with your kid, and you're gonna go and like check them, right, like just dog check them. Like there's a certain way to go about it nowadays. Back then you used to be able to go about it any way you wanted, pretty much. You can pretty much punch a kid in the face, like, you know what I mean? I could have got punched in the face and my parents would have been like, why did he punch you in the face? What did you do?
Yeah, pretty much. Same.
When the real thing should be, hey, I'm fucking 10.
Yeah.
This guy's 45. You know?
Well, dude, someone probably would have broke out the iPhone, too, and got it all on film now.
Right, yeah.
Anytime something bad is happening, we were talking about this the other night, too, with the Halloween thing. Like, anytime something remotely bad is happening, or, like, even not bad, but they just think it's not against what they want, they'll break out their phone. Look what this guy's doing. Oh, my God, like...
Well, because if you put it on the internet, right, there's going to be idiots that, if it's nothing that's a big deal, right, there's going to be plenty of idiots that are like, oh my God, I cannot believe that this happened.
Yeah.
You know, and just like voice their opinion. But no, like, Bill Burr says it best. Like, he said something along the lines of, Bert Kreischer was telling a story about going up to Bill Burr and saying like, damn, you pissed some people off with the whole whatever thing. And Bill Burr said, who's pissed, Bert? Who's pissed? Like 400 people in the world? It's going to blow over. And then Bert was basically getting at the fact that things seem like a bigger deal on the internet. And if it's 400 people coming at you, you will see all those 400 people and think it's the world. But in all actuality, there's like a gazillion people in the world.
Don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's not thousands of people, you know?
Yeah.
And it's basically like hundreds of people can make something, you know? The internet's a fucking interesting thing.
It's a cesspool, though.
It's interesting, dude. It's interesting. To say the least.
To say the least.
Has the yin and the yang.
Well, hey, I think that's pretty solid, Epi.
Yeah.
All right, well, people, I know it's been like a week or two. I was in Florida, as you know. Say hi to my stepmom, Stripper. And, yeah, follow me on Instagram, Murph.17. I'm back on private, but I'll get off private. I was only on private because I was scared of that fishing video. But,
got it.
Yeah.
No one knows what we're talking about with that fishing video.
I know.
But if you're my buddy and you're listening to this, I'll show you that video.
Yeah. All right, people. Peace out. Thank you.
Later.